Hello, welcome to the Sunnydale Diaries, a podcast where I, Sean,
And I, Miyama Melanie.
watch and discuss every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and how the related themes of those episodes impact our lives. Today we are talking about Season 3, Episode 19, Choices.
Choices.
Choices. If you are new to the podcast, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you are listening on Spotify, drop us a comment. We got a comment recently from Bixby Boom. This is their fourth Buffy podcast where it's one Buffy fan and a Buffy virgin watching at the same time and discussing the episodes. I think like the format. We are their fourth one, and they also did not like the Zeppo. So we are not alone.
Thanks for writing.
Yeah, we have a contest going on right now with about a little more than 2 weeks left. 5x7x5 Buffy season 3 haiku contest. Get those fingers ready and type out a haiku related to Buffy season 3 and send it to us at thesunnydalediaries@gmail.com. And we will choose the winner in January, and they will get a fabulous prize.
Fabulous.
So just about a little more than half of the month left to get those entries in.
Get them in. I was telling my mom about getting entries for this contest, and she said, your listeners are all like nerdy, smart people. If you asked me to write a haiku, I'd be like, what the heck is a haiku? I know it's a poem, but I don't know, blah, blah, blah. But probably you say that to your listeners, and they're like, ooh, that sounds like fun. I hope so.
I mean, I definitely had to pause for a second when we started talking about it to remember the format.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, 575.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's just faith. Just faith with a 7 in the middle.
Yeah, that's right.
You
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember. It's okay. If you can, please leave us a rating or review. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors.
Talk to your pets.
Yeah. Tell the cashier at the grocery store. You like Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
We had company for Thanksgiving, and I talked up our podcast to them and gave them stickers, and hopefully they're listening now.
Very cool.
I know.
Nice.
I'll tell anybody that listens.
Yeah. I got my shots today, and I purposely did it on my tattoo arm, hoping it would strike some conversation. But
alas,
yeah, it's all right. It's somebody else.
That was clever, though.
Yeah.
That was clever.
Mm-hmm. All right. So choices.
Yes, my prediction was. What was my prediction? Buffy was going to decide what to do about Faith. Wesley was going to have to decide whether to make a move on Cordelia, and Xander was going to decide what kind of Jello he wanted.
You were adjacent to the plot.
You know, what they can't all be winners.
And again, with the one-word titles,
Yeah,
it's kind of hard.
Yeah,
with the prom,
I think I know what that one's about.
So I was thinking about choices as I was getting ready for this, because this week is the 20-year anniversary of when we moved to Florida.
Wow.
And how if you would have asked me when I graduated college, okay, 4 years from now, you're not going to be working in the lab. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be living on Long Island. Mm-hmm. You're going to be living in Florida, working for a software company, writing software requirements.
You never would have believed it.
No. It was just so different. I remember even when I started getting calls for the interview, and I messaged my sister, "You're not moving to Florida," and that was it. And she moved on from the conversation.
And then and that's later, when you made the choice. Watch me.
You know what was the clincher for me? No. I interviewed on a Friday. They flew me down. Excuse me. They flew me down Thursday night, and it was like, I don't know, maybe 5:30. The sun was starting to set, and I was driving over the Courtney Campbell Causeway towards the sunset.
Yeah.
Now, if you've never been on that, it's pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
Now I'm just jaded. I'm like, yeah, palm trees, whatever.
God, this bridge is so effing long.
There's so much traffic. Yeah. But that was the moment where if I get the job, I'm definitely taking it.
Yeah.
So you have a choice moment like that?
So very similar. So my plan of life was from second grade on. I knew I was going to be an elementary school teacher. That was just what I was going to do. I was going to go to college and get my degree and then teach. And then I don't know if it was a choice. When I graduated, I didn't get a teaching job, and I went into IT just totally accidentally, and ended up doing that for 20 years. The choice was to not go back to teaching and keep trying that. I don't know. Life chose for me.
Yeah.
But my choice to leave my I had a really great job. My first real IT job was a great job at Shands in Gainesville. And my choice to leave there to move to St. Pete, that was a good choice. It was
I
quite
agree.
a yeah, that was quite a leap, but it was like I was living in Podunk, Alachua County, and I was not married, and I wasn't really meeting people because I was living in a cottage in the woods. And unless I was gonna marry the Culligan man, what was I gonna do? Yeah, that was a big choice and a big change, but it worked out great.
Mhm.
That's why I'm here where I am now with my
Yeah.
awesome friend Sean.
Aw. Even like for me, like applying for that job at the hospital where we worked at, I mean, my whole up until that point, my whole career was like hospital lab or hospital lab software.
Yeah,
Choosing to apply for a job about surgery scheduling.
yeah,
Uh, and even when they were talking to me about it, I'm like, I'm sure I could learn it,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
what am I doing?
yeah.
But then I had the interview, I had the in person interview, and yeah, immediately fell in love with you. Like, not in a romantic
Yeah.
way, but I was like, yeah,
You knew we
we're
were
going to be like
fated.
that.
Yep,
I
that's
can
right.
feel it.
That's right.
Yeah. You had a very good interview style.
Yeah, that is to say, the anti-interview style.
I was very at ease. It was very
That's
nice.
good because we didn't ask you what challenges have you faced and what's your strength and weakness. We asked you who's your favorite Batman.
Yes. I remember it was Star Wars or Star Trek, and I think I said Wars, and you made a face, like not really, just I think to mess with me. Trek, yeah, Trek. It really depends.
Yeah,
Honestly, it's
no wrong answer except for
uh-uh.
I don't watch sci-fi.
I don't want
Yeah, I
television.
don't watch television. That's the wrong answer.
You're out.
And let's talk about college acceptance. That's what this one was about. We're not a graduate
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. Yep.
College application and acceptances.
I remember I filled out my application to Stony Brook using our typewriter that we had. We had an
Ooh,
electric typewriter.
ooh,
I mean, I
fancy.
have horrible handwriting.
You
Oh,
really
you really
do.
are. Yeah, you
I love you,
absolutely.
Sean,
I
but you do.
I hold the pen wrong and nobody noticed until 5th grade,
Oh,
and at that point, I
American
wasn't changing,
education.
and I can't go back to the right way,
Sure.
the normal way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I remember I filled it out in the dining room. That's where the electric typewriter was. That was the only school I applied to.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think
All your
we
eggs in
talked a
that
little
basket.
bit. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit in the past that,
Yeah.
like, it was that or the community college, which is a very good school. My sister went there her first 2 years before she went to Stony Brook for nursing school in her junior and senior. I didn't wanna go there. I wanted a big campus college that truly felt like a college, not
Yeah.
like grade 13. S
Do you remember what you wrote your college essay about? Your application essay?
I don't even think I had to write an essay.
Oh,
I don't. I I didn't have to write one other than English composition
yeah.
in my freshman year of college. I didn't have to write any papers
What?
the rest of college.
What?
Yeah. When you get a science degree, now I'm not saying this is all science degrees. Like I know, remember my sister in nursing school had to write tons of papers.
Sure.
I never. We did like a research project
Yeah.
my very last semester where we had to come up with like a hypothesis and then do experiments, and then that was a paper.
Yeah.
But even that, it was a group thing. So yeah, I didn't. I never had to write papers.
Wow.
Now, my master's degree was very different. I had to
Sure.
learn how to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't have to.
Well, as an English minor and education
Yeah,
major, man, I wrote a lot of papers, but I don't
me
remember
too.
if I wrote a college essay. I must have. If I did, I don't remember what it was. It was a long time ago. I do
I know.
remember my best friend's college admission letter or essay. She went to Sarah Lawrence.
Mhm.
I still have it somewhere. It was all about it was funny. It was definitely funny, and it was about the, band that she and I started when we were in high school. Now, neither of us played an instrument.
I've never heard of this
Oh,
band
you
in
haven't? I've never told you about our
12
band?
years. No.
My best friend and I had this band. It was really a concept, it wasn't really a band. We did record a couple songs, which I will
Okay.
also share with you if I can ever find the cassette. The name of the band was Naked Salamis, and what was the name of the cassette, the album we did? I don't remember, but we wrote a lot of songs about beer, which neither of us had ever tried, and about anger and, uh, something about we wrote about Ed McMahon in one song. I don't know, we were just stupid, but but
Huh.
her college essay, which I also have somewhere around here, was all about our band, Naked Salamis.
Huh. I got a couple of scholarships in, like, senior year, like, little ones, like $500 things,
Yeah,
which were still helpful. I must have had to write an essay for those.
yeah.
I probably wrote about writing because that's what so much of high school was for me,
Oh,
like
yeah,
newspaper and literary magazine stuff.
yeah.
That I imagine that's what I would have written about. But yeah, that was my college choice was pretty much very much made for me,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
I mean, I got to choose between the two, and I'm very happy with my choice. I loved Stony Brook.
It's
Go
just
Seawolves.
it's interesting to me in this show how they seem to be applying to lots of different colleges. That's not cheap. If I remember
Mm-mm.
correctly, you gotta pay to apply to these colleges nowadays, and I imagine it's even more expensive now. But,
Yep.
ooh,
And plus transcripts and all that
yeah,
stuff. Ugh,
yeah.
I don't miss that. Even like now, I think when I went to get my master's, I had to get my Stony Brook transcript, and it's a pain.
Mhm. Yeah.
At least we don't have to fax things anymore.
Do you remember the curly fax paper?
Oh yeah,
It smelled like that weird smell? Oh boy, faxing.
choices.
Choices. You ready to get
They're
into this
everywhere.
episode?
I am.
Alright, let's do it.
Okay. We get a previously on. I feel my notes always start the same. Previously on Faith is Evil.
Yeah, previously on Faith the Badass Slayer, the Mayor, and the Ascension.
Yeah.
That
And
sums
then
it
we
up.
move to the mayor's office.
It's yeah, more presents from Daddy Mayor,
Yeah, cookies and presents.
cookies and presents, and it's a crazy knife, which
Yeah, which I don't know how I know this, but it's named the Jackal. It's not mentioned in this
ooh,
episode,
I don't know how you know that
but
either.
I it was in my head and I googled while you were looking for the tape
Oh,
and confirmed, yeah, it's the Jackal, which makes it sound even more vicious. It's I mean, that's a
sinister.
knife.
It's a knife, and she takes it out, and she's excited about it, but she does this. I was
Mhm.
like, "What are you smelling for?"
Like that cool metal smell.
I okay, alright.
But the whole thing with the cookies, it just grosses me out.
I wrote this somewhere else in here. He's again with this weird daddy energy. It's very strange, the
Mm.
father figure. He tells her that he's got a package coming from South America that's needs something needed for the ascension, which we still don't really know about. Then we cut to Buffy and Angel fighting some vampires in the cemetery. Typical Thursday night out.
That's what they do.
Yeah, that's what they do. And that's the whole discussion is are we in a rut? Are we in a relationship rut? You never take me anywhere new. Although I thought you did go to that dirty movie not that long ago.
That's true. Maybe she should just stop complaining. They're starting to think about their future. I think she even says when she's 50 and he's looks the same. And
No, she said, "And you're still the same." And I was like, "No, he'll be older.
well, but
He'll
like
look the
age
same, but
wise,
he'll be
yeah,
older." Yeah, I would say she's thinking of their future.
yeah,
He seems perturbed by her thinking of the future. So yeah, that's going to be an issue.
yes.
And then we get some credits.
Credits. I went back and looked.
Mhm.
The last episode, we talked about the Amy's mom scream out and Giles with the torch whoosh
Yes.
was in. And I went searching. The whoosh is from Passion.
Okay.
That's the one where Jenny Calendar dies, and
Oh.
him by himself goes to the mansion
Oh,
to take out Angel, and he ends up I think getting knocked out, and Buffy
of
rescues him.
course.
But he had a torch, and that's what he
Oh,
did
that's
the
the
whoosh.
whoosh. Okay. All right.
We know. Still
Okay.
want to know
All right.
why, but we now
Why and
know.
when?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so we open with Buffy studying in the kitchen.
First time we've seen her study in 3 seasons. Because she got into Northwestern,
How'd she get into Northwestern?
2.8 GPA.
2.8 GPA. And then Joyce even says, "You've got so many choices." Like, she just assumes Buffy's going to get all these offers to go to different colleges. Like 2.8, Joyce.
Well,
Are
I
you
mean,
not
she happened
aware
to Northwestern.
of her academic history? No, probably not.
No, Joyce closed that out one of those offshore accounts and sent the money to the dean of admissions at Northwestern. It's like Buffy's getting in, right? She was very excited. She was a proud mom. I think that's the first time we've seen her proud.
She was
She
proud.
has
But Buffy did
and
what's funny is I did write down here, how are they gonna pay for Northwestern? Oh, Joyce's money in the offshore accounts.
and if Almanzo pitches in,
Yeah. We're not gonna see
her
Almanzo
absent
again.
father.
Almanzo's on Cameo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you ever
I thought
that?
about sending you a cameo from Almanzo. But I'm gonna make him
But
say it's me, Monzo.
Joyce, they actually used the word choices. Joyce said she's pleased that Buffy has so many choices,
Choices. She did say
and then
that.
she went to go call Buffy's aunt
Mhm.
because they live in Illinois.
Mhm. Yep. Oh, Joyce.
I ask you to suspend your disbelief a lot.
Yeah.
I had trouble suspending my disbelief, believing that she got into Northwestern.
Alright. And I just let it go. I did say 2.8, I don't know about that, but alright, whatever.
The 2.8 was, I think that was season one. Maybe she's really trying senior year.
Sean, that was the
Yes.
beginning. Look at everything she's been going through. There's no way she brought that GPA up.
She's buckling
Unless
down.
she's got Willow taking all her tests for her.
Because she just walks out of tests to
Yeah.
go dancing
You know,
with Faith on
kids
a
at the school,
Tuesday at the Bronx.
they just don't go to class. Alright, now we're back at school, and Principal Snyder is harassing a couple kids about their brown bag lunch. She's, "Is that the new drug lingo?" It's, "No, it's my lunch."
The sack lunch bunch.
Yes. Yep, pretty funny. Buffy is talking to Willow and Oz about how she can't leave to go to college because of her life being the Slayer, which we knew. And she's just going to stay local at UC Sunnydale.
Yeah, the college in the town that we know all about.
I almost went to UC Riverside when I lived
Was
out
that when
there.
you were living in
Yeah,
California?
that was
Or,
the
oh,
year I lived out there, and I was trying to get residency status so I could go to UC Riverside, and then they told me,
how
"No,
come?
we are not
Were
gonna
they
grant
wanted
you
that?
residency." And so then I called UF, and they were like, "Come on back. Yeah, sure, no problem." There you go. That was my choice.
Yeah. And if you didn't do that, you wouldn't have met your now husband.
That's right. That is true. That is true.
Mm.
Life, it's crazy.
Finds
Will
a way.
what's that?
Life finds a
It's
way.
true. Willow is gonna go to Oxford, where they make little Gileses.
Yeah, that was cute.
And she says, "I can
And
study and have scones."
I do like a good scone.
Yeah, much too often you get a bad scone. You don't get good
Yeah.
scones too often around here. Xander is sitting under the tree reading Kerouac, or pretending to read it anyway, and he
He
now
had the book open.
he's he's gonna be the anti-establishment wanderer when he
He's gonna drive.
graduates. Huh?
Just drive. Just drive. That's all he's gonna do.
Yeah,
He's gonna drive.
sure. I don't know where he's gonna get the money for gas. And then Cordelia does her little drive-by meanness. She's so
I
mean.
have
She seems
problems.
extra mean lately.
I feel like they r- ruined her character. Now, like when I rewatch Buffy, I don't start like what we're doing. I didn't start at episode one and go episode 1 month. I jump around. So it's been a while since I've seen season 3 all the way through.
Yeah.
And ever since they broke up, I feel like they just like you said it a few times. She comes in, she does her little digs, and she
She's
leaves.
very
And
one-dimensional.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like it, and I
Right.
don't like her in the sweater vest either. It makes her look so old.
Okay.
Like she could be a teacher.
She could be a teacher. We know this. All she has to
Yeah.
do
All
is
right.
go into the classroom and be a teacher.
All right. I'm done ranting.
Okay, so then we're in the library, and Buffy is telling Wesley that she wants to leave after graduation. She wants to go to college and get out of there, and she'll come back on breaks, and they're going to take care of this whole ascension thing, and then she's going to go away. And he says, no,
Yeah. You can't leave
no,
Sunnydale.
no.
What's he gonna do? What are they gonna do? Arrest her?
I-
Is he gonna
Oh,
send the
it
council after
wouldn't be
her?
the first time.
I did like Giles in that blue shirt with the suspenders.
You're really on top of the fashion this episode.
I thought it was a really good color,
I
pop
think I
color.
have one fashion note at the very end of this episode, but we'll wait. We'll keep you in suspense.
Ooh.
Now we cut to Sunnydale Executive Airport, where the special package from South America is arriving via mysterious tattoo guy with pointy shoes.
I didn't notice the shoe.
No, don't worry about getting to know him because he's taken out really quickly by the crossbow.
The first time I think in the 3 seasons that the crossbow has
It's the
been
first,
successfully
the
used,
first
like that
effective
is its
use.
purpose, a far away
Yeah,
target.
for sure. Yes, yes.
And she got him.
Yeah,
Faith
she
got
did.
him.
Yep. That was good. Yep. And then we'll cover this later again, but this is my favorite line of this episode where the vampire driver is like, "You killed him." And she goes, "What, are you the narrator?"
Yeah. And then she pulls out the jackal and apparently cuts his hand off. Because I
Yeah.
guess he was handcuffed to the box.
Yes. Yeah. The driver's like, "You can't cut through the metal with those that." And she's, "Oh, but it'll cut through bone." Blah.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
yeah.
in my head, I imagine that she's going to deliver the box with the handcuffs with the hands still attached.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
then it took
absolutely.
me like at least 30 seconds when she walks in, and I was like, "Oh, I guess the hand would have fallen through that." Duh.
Did, did you ever read Gerald's Game by Stephen King?
No, no. And that was the movie, right?
Oh, they did make it into a movie
Yeah,
on Netflix. Yeah, I
yeah,
never saw the movie. I
yeah.
only read the book. That involves hands and coming out of handcuffs and
Yeah, there's a name for that. What she does to get out of this.
degloving.
Yes, that's it. Degloving.
Yeah.
Gross. So we're back at City Hall. Buffy is in the bushes and she sees Faith come back with the package, with the box.
She's comically
Yeah.
ducks
Yeah.
behind the
Yeah.
bushes
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
bath. But yeah, she sees Faith with the box.
Yes. And then Buffy accosts the limo driver to get some information out of him about what's going on.
Faith and the mayor are talking about the box.
Mm.
He can tell that she's still a little, angry, annoyed, upset about the whole thing with Buffy and Angel, and goes to open the box, and he freaks out, which you don't see him do. He's like, don't open the
Yeah.
box.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the box of Gavrok.
Okay.
I thought that could have been a good opportunity for a Buffy pun. It could have been the box of Gravlax.
That's what I thought when they said that. I was like, oh, Gravlax. No, that's not it. It houses demonic energy, and the mayor is going to, I don't know, ingest it or something, take in that energy on graduation day. Willow and Giles come in, and oh, I do have fashion notes because this dress that she is wearing is very slinky and witchy
Buffy
looking. No,
or Willow?
Willow.
Okay.
Sorry, Willow and Giles come in, and she's
Yep.
wearing
Yep.
this
Yep.
long,
Yep.
slinky dress.
Mm-hmm.
I think she would have got dress coded for that.
Buffy made a Mr. Pointy reference. I don't think we've had one since Gendra.
Yes, she did. She did. Wesley is trying to get a word in edgewise. Nobody's paying attention to him. Nobody's listening to him or his ideas. And they decide they're going to have to get the box and they're going to have to use some strong black magic, which Giles is like, oh, yeah, the breath of entropics, which we never
Oh, yeah.
hear about again.
Yeah.
And then to ritually destroy the box, not just physically, but ritually. They send Xander off to get some ingredients. Wesley tries to tell everybody he's still in charge. We need to be careful. Nobody's listening to him. They're just off.
Yeah.
Buffy's taking charge of that. Then let's see. Xander goes into town to get the ingredients. He sees Cordelia through a shop window, admiring a dress.
Yeah.
And of course, he must confront her because that's all they do now.
We do now. Yeah.
His assumption is that she's jealous because she didn't get into college. And
But she did
she
a
did. She
lot.
got into quite a few good schools.
Very good
Yeah.
schools. Yeah. And then he makes a comment about her father's money, and she tells him to get out, basically.
Yeah. The gang pulls up to City Hall in what the school's library's black van,
Yeah, the library
the
van.
nondescript black van, yeah, that the library has for I don't know what.
Carting the books.
Oh, okay, yeah. They drop off Buffy, Willow, and Angel to break in via the unsecured skylight at the top
It
of
just
the
is
building.
open.
Oz and Xander are in the library putting the ingredients into the pot.
Yeah. Willow left them instructions with little stick figure drawings, and Oz knows which one is him because she drew a guitar.
That's so fun.
And then he said, "There's nobody like my Will," and I was just like,
Yep.
I love him. That's when I texted you. I said I texted you last night. I love Oz or something like that.
You said
It's just so
freaking
sweet.
Oz.
Oh yeah, I meant it in a good way. Oh, freaking
Freaking Oz.
Oz!
I love him. Back at the city hall, they're at the unlocked skylight. They sprinkle the magic dust through the skylight onto the box below, say some magic words, and the CGI shield dissipates.
I translated that Latin.
Oh, tell me.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Just be relaxed. I'll put up a strong shield no longer, and don't try to protect the ark from the hands.
You texted me that too, and I was like, for sure that's a
I
line in this show.
I did text you that. You didn't say anything.
What am I going to say to that, Sean? I thought maybe it was some weird thing that Oz would say.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, okay. That makes no
Yeah.
sense.
No, it was Google Translate. I mean, I get what it's trying to. It's breaking the spell, basically, is what
Yeah.
it's doing. But
Yeah.
maybe Google Translate was a little off last night. Maybe somebody forgot to flip a switch with
Tell
Google
me again what
Translate.
it said.
But just be relaxed. I'll put up a strong shield no longer, and don't try to protect the ark from the hands.
Somebody needs to incorporate that into a haiku.
Oh, that would be, imagine if it was just as is, but it's not.
Oh my god.
That would be good.
No, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Oh, okay. So
Mission
then
Impossible.
Angel lowers Buffy down into the room, Mission Impossible style. I really was waiting for her to do the little Tom Cruise splay out.
That was a good scene, and that was the first Mission Impossible. Whoa,
Oh, in Mission
Mission
Impossible, yeah, that was
Impossible.
a good scene.
Yeah,
This
yeah. This
scene,
one,
not so great. The ropes lock up and she's stuck, just dangling.
yes.
And of course, that's when the guards enter and she's stuck there on the rope. Angel drops in, there's a fight. She does get out of the rope somehow. And then they run through the hallways. They get out of the building. This was funny. They jump into the bushes. The van pulls up and the bad guys chase the van.
Man, yeah.
That's pretty smart. Then the mayor, back at the mayor, he is not happy.
No, he has a tantrum.
He is, yeah, a mayor tantrum. He starts off calm, but he has these little explosions. That's scary. Like, you don't know
Yeah.
when he's going to snap.
Mm-hmm.
And Faith comes in and she's got Willow at knife point. Then we go to commercial.
Yeah, that was a good twist.
We're back at the library and everybody's arguing about what to do. Buffy and the gang, they want to trade the box for Willow. Wesley says no, the destruction of the box will prevent the ascension and save the town. I have to say, I think I agree with Wesley. As much as I love Willow and they're all friends, for the good, or what is it, sacrifice the one for the good of the many. I
Yeah.
don't know. I think, and then there's lots of shouting back and forth until as soon as Oz started moving behind quietly, I was like, "Oh no, Oz is gonna do something," and he topples over the pot that was on the pedestal.
Cauldron. Yeah.
Cauldron, thank
Yep.
you.
Mhm.
And I guess that just settles it.
They're going to go for a trade.
Yeah, they're going to go for a trade. Willow is locked in the city hall, and I thought this was funny. There's all sorts of boxes, and she just like lifts a box lid, but she doesn't really look in it. Walks to the next thing and kind of looks at that, doesn't open it. She's very half-heartedly looking for something to help her escape.
Yep.
And then the vampire guard enters, and he's gonna drink from her. He says, "I'm just gonna take a little taste,
Snack.
a
A
little
little
snack."
moose-boosh.
And then he moves. This is another reenactment that I should do. I should get Drew in here. He moves so slowly. This is her head. He's
Yes, you need to reenact that, please.
so slow. And then while he's doing that, you see the pencil go up behind him, and he gets staked with the pencil.
See, floating pencils, it does have a purpose.
Gotta watch out. Those number 2s. Lead poisoning. Not good. So this is what. So then she gets out. She's wandering through the halls. She hears. She tucks into a room and overhears the mayor Faith talking about how he's going to kill Buffy, and then that's where he says, "Before you can say Jack Robinson, you'll get to see me kill her like a dog." What does that mean? Is that a saying?
Hold
Like
on.
Bob's your uncle?
Let me open the Google.
All right. Before you can say Jack Robinson. I thought maybe Jack Robinson is like a writer on the show or something, and yeah.
The phrase "before you can say Jack Robinson" originated in the 1700s. The mayor is old, but the identity of Jack Robinson is unknown. It's used to describe something that happens very quickly.
Wow.
May have originated from a person who made short social visits, departing before his arrival was announced.
You guys use that tomorrow. Before you can say Jack Robinson.
I'll have those TPS reports completed.
Sean, I fully expect you to text me tomorrow and tell me you said that on a work call or something.
I will try.
All right.
I only have one meeting tomorrow, but maybe I could fit it in.
You can do it. You can do it. Willow goes into the mayor's office and she finds his closet of ritual stuff. And she also finds the Books of Ascension. And instead of taking it somewhere safe to read it, she sets down in the middle of his office.
When you want to read, you want to read. All right, I have a question for you. Because there's 4 or 5 Books of Ascension. They are very large.
Whatever, take one. Take one.
I agree with you. I agree with you that. What is in this books that requires 5? 5 tomes.
We're talking about a big ritual. This is a big thing. It took a whole season to talk about and get ready for.
And he's been waiting for hundreds of years. Fine.
Huh? This makes perfect sense.
You're right. You're right. I'll accept it.
What doesn't make sense is that she doesn't grab one and leave with it and bring it back to Giles. She just sits there with 5 books on the floor around her until they discover her.
She can't stop Nancy Drewin.
Oh my God. Okay. And then Willow, then Willow's telling Faith, you want to I hope I'll change or whatever. And Willow says, too late. You made your choice.
I think this is the first time we've really seen Willow really stand up to someone. Like she has a little bit here and there, but I feel like this one was
definitely.
Like she was feeling it.
Yeah, and she's just you're nothing. And Faith punches her in the face. And then Willow says, I'm not afraid of you. Well, yeah, okay. She gets right back up. She's like one of those bouncy punching things. Faith pulls out her Crocodile Dundee knife. What about this? You're afraid now?
Jackal.
The mayor comes in. He got the call from Buffy. They're going to do the trade. Okay, so the gang has themselves locked. They've locked up the school. They're all gathered in the cafeteria where Xander, I'm sure, got some Jello.
Jello.
Yep. And then the lights go out. The mayor and his goons come in. And then he says to Buffy, so this is the Slayer. And I was like, is this the first time they're meeting in person?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep, they've never met before.
Interesting.
The lights go out, but the overall change of light to dark is not that much.
It's a TV show, Sean. You gotta have lighting. And plus you're in a school. It's like a hospital. There's emergency lighting. There's generators. This is not where the suspension of disbelief goes. There's lots of places we can do that. This doesn't have to be one of them. Let's see. The mayor says he doesn't understand why Angel would pick Buffy over Faith. And he says, "I guess I like them sane." And in parentheses, I put, "Except for that whole Drusilla episode."
Yeah, but that wasn't Angel. That was Angelus
Oh, Angeles. That was
and
Angeles. That was Los
Angelus.
Angeles.
Yes.
That was the mayor of Los Angeles. Okay. So then the mayor keeps talking about how rough Buffy and Angel are going to have it in their relationship because he's immortal and she's not. And then we find out the mayor had a wife, a mortal wife, and he was with her up to the end. And it was so hard. And again, he's like having this weird father figure, paternal, I'm looking out for you thing going on, which is very confusing. I don't get it.
I, yeah. I
He's, a,
find it
he's
interesting
odd.
that, yes, yeah, he is.
He's an odd
I
character.
find it interesting that this is the second time that Buffy and Angel are basically getting a lecture of how it's never going to work. Spike did it to them earlier in the season.
Yeah.
The mayor is doing it. They need more of that because it's not going to work.
We all see it. They make their trade, and then Snyder walks in because he thinks there's some drug stuff going on in there. Because of course Snyder is there at 10 p.m. She says, "I knew you kids were up to something." It reminded me very much of some Scooby Doo stuff.
Yeah.
And he thinks there's drugs in the box. He goes to open the box and then realizes, oh, it's the mayor. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. But then is it a cop or security guard?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I thought it was a cop.
Okay. Opens the box and out comes the spider puppet.
Oh, you thought it was a puppet? I thought it was CGI. Oh, you're right. The ones that attack
Oh my
are
God.
puppets. Yeah.
Yeah. Puppets.
But the
Horrible.
ones that skitter are not puppets. I thought those were CGI.
Oh, I thought they were all puppets.
Okay.
Oh my God. They were horrible. Either way, they were
Yeah.
awful with their little skitter
They
noise.
were they were freaky.
I always love when there's something like that attacks somebody in the face like that or jumps on somebody, and you just imagine that actor has to act that scene out.
Yeah.
Ah! Usually they're like this. Ah! Yeah, that guy died.
Yeah.
Um, the spider runs away. They're all looking for it. The spider does drop down on the mayor's face. It seems to
Hmm.
jump off pretty quickly. The mayor does have some cuts, but of course they heal because whatever power he has.
That freaked out Snyder.
Yes. Yeah. Then Snyder was out. And Buffy gets the box closed. There's one of the spiders on the wall, and Faith impales it with her big knife. And then she's bummed because she has to leave the knife there when they all leave. She like looks at it longingly.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Faith. Then Buffy gets the knife out of the wall. Now she's got the big knife. Willow is recounting the story of what happened with her and Faith at the mayor's. She did get to read some of the books of Ascension, and she has some of the pages. See, she was smart. She gives them to Giles, and Giles is happy. Wesley is not.
Yeah.
Whatever. Let's see. We are in the schoolyard now. Willow's wearing her cute overalls.
Yeah. The red ones. Yeah.
Yes. Buffy's in her cool girl outfit of jeans and leather coat. Looking cool. Willow says she's going to go to UC Sunnydale so she can stay and help Buffy, help people.
I'm glad that they had her say, "I'm not staying because of you. I'm staying because I want to fight evil and help
Yes.
and be a badass Wicca."
She's making her choice.
Hmm.
Yeah, she wants to be a badass Wicca. That is not proper grammar. Wicca is the spiritual practice. A
Like the concept, the
Wiccan, the
practice.
concept. The
Wicked.
Wiccan is the person that practices it. So she's going to be a badass Wiccan.
Hmm.
She could be a
Also, a
badass.
Marvel
If she was
character.
an Ewok, she'd be a badass Wiccan Wicket.
There you go.
But boom.
So just like 90210 when they went to
Yeah.
college, or Saved by the Bell, the college years. Oh, they're all going
They
to the
don't
same
really go to
school.
college. They go, but they're all going to stay, and it's going to be all the same sets. Then we find out, we see Cordelia in the shop looking at the dress again, but then we find out, no, she's working there.
Mm-hmm.
Twist. No wonder she's so angry.
Yeah. Yep.
Something's going on. The end. What's your rating on this episode, Sean?
3.5.
Ooh, okay. I said 2.75. It was fine.
Okay. Interesting. That's lower than you have been lately.
I know. I thought to myself, I've been rating these too high lately. Getting carried away here.
Favorite line?
Was when the vamp driver said, "You killed him," and Faith said, "What are you, the narrator?"
So normally I go for something funny, but I'm gonna actually go for an action and not so much of a line
Okay.
as when they're all arguing in the library about the trade and Oz goes and just destroys the cauldron, urn, whatever.
He says a lot
Because
without
it's
saying anything.
yes,
Yes.
that's why I went
The
for it.
argument was over.
Yep. Next we have season 3, episode 20, the prom.
I predict that this is going to be about the prom.
Wow. Let's see if you're right. I cannot wait.
Yes, I predict, but I predict the prom is not going to go as a prom should go. There will be disruption and chaos, of course.
Hijinks.
Hijinks will ensue. Yes.
You wanna tell them about the socials?
Hey, you guys, check us out on the socials. We are everywhere except for X and Snapchat. And in most places, we are at the Sunnydale Diaries. On Blue Sky, we are Sunnydale Diaries. We have a website, which is thesunnydalediaries.com, where you can find all of our episodes. You can find a link to our Discord server. You can find a downloadable Jenny calendar for 2025. You can also find the rules for our 5x7x5 haiku contest, which
Yeah.
ends at the end of this month. So check it out. You can email us at thesunnydalediaries@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. You can reach out on your streaming platform, comment anywhere you're allowed to. I think I got it.
You got them all.
All right. That's it.
Okay. We'll be back next time with the prom.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.